We're live. Alrighty then. Welcome back to another episode of the Concept Corner. We're on episode 10, I do believe. Yeah. I'm here with my co-host Lorenzo Sleestack from the Sleestack Variety Show. Lorenzo. Or he.
Hey, I just changed my name to Lorenzo Sleestack PI.
All right. We have a genuine detective in the house.
Yeah. Well, yeah. For entertainment purposes.
Yeah. Yeah. Today I'm actually working on inking pages. I already got the inside cover. If we were doing it when I get to that point where I do it as a book, I would have this would be one of the inside covers. It's a simple background with simple lettering, and the game's afoot. It's a subtitle for the chapter because that's the only thing I can think of without going overboard. The great thing is that like I said, with this program is that you can do things like turn on effects and what have you. So what this done is it kind of turns it into the monochromatic dot mesh they use in manga books. So it's like, I can turn on and off. It's great. And then and I'm working on page 1 of so many pages. I'm also going to try and get the website started here in a couple of days, and get the subscribe star up and running too for it. And then let's see, but I don't know. This week has been a couple of things. They released a trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. Let's see. They announced characters for the Marvel's Avengers game. Let's see what else. Let's not focus on that.
Thor: Love and Thunder, is that like an adult movie?
That's what they decided to call it, Love and Thunder. It
doesn't make any sense. I don't know. It doesn't kind of. Oh, hey, Ethereal Dragon and Jeff Potts. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, guys. Thanks for coming by. After page 1? Well, I'm not really finished with it.
Yeah, you've been roboting a little bit today. Seems like you haven't completely made that recovery from yesterday with the internet.
Well, because it seems to be going up and down, so I'm not sure what's going on with it.
That's what she said. Sorry.
So I'm guessing it's just where the modem is sitting and stuff. God, man.
I don't know. It was just too easy.
I figured it
myself.
Yeah. So I guess the goal is to get at least 10 pages inked altogether. But I do plan to put at least the cover page as a temporary. This is going to be here in a few days or a few days or so. And I just realized I messed up on this too. Like,
wait, so is it going? So it's going to be colored, not just grayscale.
It's going to be grayscale, mainly because this is easier, I guess. And
kind of reminds me, there was a program back in the day called Mac Paint, and then of course Microsoft came out with their Paint program. It's like Mac used to be just monochrome monitor, and so the Amiga and the Atari ST came out maybe like a year later, and it was in color, but the Mac remained monochrome for a while. It kind of reminds me of the old school 80s monochrome look. Not the grain monitors, but like, you ever see like back when the Mac was kind of like
before color monitors were really a thing.
Yeah, before they got, because I think with Atari and Amiga, I think they were quite good at the time with But for some reason, the Mac went with this monochrome monitor, but it was still better. It was easier on the eyes though than say the grain or amber
Yeah,
monitors. As far as I'm concerned, maybe some other people had better
right.
luck with those, but like the Apple IIs had like these green screens, or I mean
Kind of green, yeah, like black and green.
yeah,
And even the Pong thing,
yeah. And so
Pong.
the Mac had it said monochrome, but it did. I think it was kind of like a grayscale kind of thing. And so,
Well,
so it kind of reminds me of those old school patterns I used to see as a kid, the on the screen,
yeah,
because I had
the,
a Mac, for some reason the Omega and the Atari ST, some people had those in the U.S., but those were more popular, I think, in Europe.
right. I don't know. I mean, it's because we had an Apple II at one point, and then we didn't have it. You know.
The Apple II GS actually had a pretty decent color display, and that was before, and it was kind of like a Mac, in like as far as the operating system and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you have like an earlier Apple II?
I am not sure because I can't really because I know we had it and we didn't really have it for long.
Oh, that's too bad. They actually had some fun
That was
games for
about that.
those.
Yeah, they had we had Top Gun for it.
Oh, that's cool. The Ultimate games, I think, started out on the Apple II, and it led to Ultima Online. I think that was one of the first online like role playing type games, like
Right.
MMOs.
I think.
But I mean, I think that was maybe for I don't. I think Ultima Online might have been for the PC, but the original Ultima games were for Apple II.
Yeah.
I actually want to get those so I can play them. Because I never played them back in the day.
Yeah. Well, I
Ultima.
because Mac back then was like a computer was like uh, something new for us.
Oh, the computers are so expensive too.
Yep. I don't know. Someone gave it to my dad, and my dad brought it home, and we had it for a while, and then we didn't have it.
Did you end up getting a different computer after that?
Not for a long time.
Oh wow. Well, that's too bad that you guys didn't keep it.
Yeah. No, I mean it was something anyway.
Yeah,
And then
I like. I actually like the educational games that they had. Um, like they had some games that really helped me with math and like reading and stuff like that.
yeah.
But you might not if you might have only. I don't know. A lot of
Well,
times people only had like
as an
one or
'80s
two
kid, most
games, if at home because they were so expensive.
yeah, yeah. It's like we didn't have money for all of that. It was
Yeah.
like someone, like I said, someone gave that to us, and we had it for a time, and then we didn't have it. So, and but no, yeah, it was something new for us as kids.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I think that's mainly how they did a manga when they first started out.
It was like a
And then
grayscale.
yeah, it was a grayscale. What was the grayscale dot system? Mainly because it was just cheaper to print it out like that, and instead of trying to put everything in full color.
I've heard a lot of mangas and still kind of in black and white to begin.
But they were also in black and white to begin.
Do they not
In
use as much
monochromatic
to the
dot
grayscale
scale
then?
because it just
Do they not use the grayscale as often?
I don't think so. I know it's just they're using the dot system,
Oh,
which is what we're doing here.
okay.
The print tone. That's what we're using, or that's what they're using, and that's what I'm using here is the print tone. So they just
Oh, I
mix.
was referring to that as grayscale. The what you were using instead of color.
It's print tone.
Okay, that's the term.
Yeah. It's just that I'm using color uh, to help me make the print tone.
I see.
Yeah, it's kind of like how they did old school movies. Is that like the Bride of Frankenstein? The wig for the Bride of Frankenstein was actually red. So canonically, the Bride of Frankenstein is actually a redhead.
Huh.
Go, go figure, huh?
Well, I know that they'd have to use whatever color would look good when transferred to when
Yeah.
filmed in black and white, and so it might not be the exact same thing as might as a viewer might think it would look
Well, I mean,
like.
because when they made other movies of Bride of Frankenstein stuff, it's like it was starting to make sense why they were casting redheads. It's like, oh, that's
Oh
why.
yeah. So
Like, I
I've
wonder why
got
she's a redhead. Yeah.
so with Psycho, they actually used this. It wasn't Hershey's or Nestle's. It was another brand that had it was the first whatever brand it was, and it's not one we'd recognize nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
That made chocolate syrup, and then so there's this chocolate syrup, and that's used in the shower scene. But on camera, it looks not only does it look
That's
like
blood.
blood, a lot of people say it looks more convincing than other movies that try duplicating that scene, but in color.
Mm-hmm.
Even though
Yeah, I
even
mean
though
nowadays,
the syrup was probably brown or black or something like that.
yeah, it looked better on screen. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's
it's what
just
yeah. I mean, it's you'll be amazed to find out how much of the practical stuff is something that they took from a grocery store. A lot of conceptualizations like, why don't we try this? We try this. Well, let's try syrup.
yeah, yeah.
You just don't hear that in a conversation, man. You know.
No, I had heard like movie blood was ketchup. I don't think it's I don't.
Well, they used to use strawberry jam and stuff like that.
That makes a little more sense to me.
And then because they would use when they do scenes where they're delivering a baby, they would cover the baby somewhat in jam in strawberry jam. So the baby is covered in jam to make it look like birth. Like,
It
okay.
sounds funny, but it makes sense though. It's it. I got a friend who would criticize the Star Trek's aliens. He'd say they put putty on their head and put putty on a person's head and call it an alien.
Yeah.
And in a way, that I mean, it
Whatever
was
works,
actually
man.
like by the time you get to Next Generation, or even in the movies, the makeup process, with prosthetics was a lot more elaborate. But still, I get the idea of what he was saying. And now the reason they did that though is I think Roddenberry wanted the aliens to look enough like humans that the humans could relate to them.
Yeah.
I mean, every
It's
once
kind
in
of
a
hard
while they
though.
would have some sort of alien that was totally different looking, but
Yeah, but that would be kind of hard to keep up the entire time.
yeah, they like the original Klingons.
Yeah.
They were just looked like they took some white guys and put some made their faces darker or something. Maybe I'm not sure the race
Let
of the
me go ahead
people.
and give me 1 second. Let me put this thing on. Let me put my phone on do not disturb so people are not
Yeah,
disturbing us.
that was very disturbing. But like the
And
Klingons, they look kind of like they're. It's not exactly blackface, or yellow face, but it's.
But I mean, the idea was there's supposed to be some like there's supposed to be a certain color in relation to the fact that they're not human, you know.
Yeah,
So
some
it's
people
just
have
people
some.
just want to do dumb stuff.
Some people have some theories,
Weird.
like that they were like maybe like kind of instead of having them like that maybe they were kind of metaphors for like I don't know if it was supposed to be for like Asian people or something, but they were made it clear that they
I
weren't
think there's
supposed to
supposed to
be.
be connotations for Mongolian. For
Oh,
me.
there we go. Yeah, yeah, that would have made sense. But they of course they made it clear that like
I think
in the story, you know, they were supposed to be aliens.
Yeah, there's supposed to be aliens, but the I guess the most real world equivalent was supposed to be Mongolians, because that's what a lot of people tend to when they think about warriors and conquering and stuff. A lot of old school people tend to think of Mongolians, the Mongolians. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. Attila, you know, just kind of bum rushed everything, you know, as best he could.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying his last name for like
Yeah,
the last couple of times.
I think there's some people in Europe who are like you know they're mixed European, but I think they might still have some Mongolian ancestry. Like even in Western Europe, there.
Yeah, because
I could be wrong.
Yeah, because from what I've understood, this guy banged everything banged everything he could that was to ensure that you were still dealing with a Mongolian.
Unless I'm thinking,
5 centuries from now.
sorry.
Yeah.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying that he made sure is like you were still dealing with Mongolians 5 years from now, 5 centuries from now.
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's not the Mongolians. I'm thinking maybe it's the Huns, where there might be some people where you know who are kind of mixed European and mixed Han, or might be mixed Mongolian. I can't remember because it's not. I don't think they when people tend to like when there's wars and there's conquering, you know, there can be like a mixture of the native people and the people who invaded. So,
yeah,
I mean that happens all the time.
Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you're good, man. It's just we're thinking about history here, and history just tends to be a weird mash of stuff, and you're just like,
And I didn't learn much about, like, say, the Huns or Mongolians back in like school history. I think it was like maybe like from the History Channel or something that I would have heard a little bit more about it. I mainly remember learning U.S. history.
Right. Yeah, it's
I had like maybe one world history class. Yeah, I mean, I had some other classes though that dealt with world history, but one that I remember being called world history. And I wish I had some more because there was a lot of ones that I remember where it was like maybe colonial times through the Civil War. Yeah. I seem to remember having to like kind of having the same sort of classes over and over again, even though I kept passing them. Some of them just didn't seem to be giving me much more new information. It just
then what you got previously is like,
yeah, it didn't really seem to be. Yeah, I don't understand that. I think maybe I could have memorizing events on a timeline.
Yeah.
But now I can't even remember a lot of that as far as the exact year that things happened. But
I mean, how many years has it been?
It's been a couple decades, probably.
Yeah. So I don't think anybody's gonna blame you for not remembering.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's pretty fascinating. Like when you take a look at these like later is that like who was it? The Alexander the Great. He went all the way to Egypt. Did he get to India as well? I can't remember. I know he went all the way to Egypt.
I think he did.
And like
Yeah, I know he went out. He went all the way to Egypt, and people are so confused in the idea that uh, that's why people are having trouble understanding um, um, that Rome was pretty much in control of Egypt for quite a long time. So a lot of the pharaohs were not actually some super dark person. They were actually redheads and whatnot have
yeah,
you.
there was
People are like, no.
I think what they might be getting confused with is there was a kingdom of Kush, which was to which and no, that had ruled Egypt. That kingdom had ruled Egypt, and
Mm.
I know there are Kushites in Ethiopia, so I don't know if they're the same Kushites, but it's but there are so yeah. There's different ethnic groups like with Ethiopia. A lot of people there are mixed. You know, they're got both like kind of Middle Eastern as well as like Black African ancestry with a lot, to varying degrees from what I read about like DNA tests and stuff. But they're right there at this cultural crossroads. Like you got these, like in Egypt, I mean in Ethiopia, there's even these obelisks, like they have in Egypt. And what are they? Oh, hey Rick.
Hey Rick. If you want to link to spam your stuff and not spam your stuff, but talk about your stuff, you can just let me know, or it should be in the SNESEC.
Oh yeah, I think. Oh,
is Rick a part of it?
Somebody had blocked Rick, so like he's no longer in Sleestackians, even though he's
one
of the founding members. So I'm gonna.
Yeah. Okay. Discord is dumb sometimes. I swear.
Yeah. Well, it's. Oh, I think he is in the Discord group. But I sent him a tweet with the StreamYard link. Hopefully, I think that's the right link.
Hello, Captain Trek.
Good to see you, Captain Trek. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, I think Captain Trek in a lot of chats, big supporter of like a lot of the smaller YouTube channels that don't quite get enough attention.
I'm a small channel right now, that's for sure. And then, here we go.
So what did we previously?
How's it going?
There we go. Good. I just.
Welcome to the stream.
I hear you
Welcome
from
to the stream,
YouTube.
Dude.
Hello.
Oh, hey, Report Chief. Can
you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay, so we can all hear each other.
Yeah.
I apologize. It's sometimes I think my internet is acting like a goofy moron right now, and it's deciding. Oh, hey, this mess was.
Yeah,
it was working fine. Go ahead.
I just said I've had that too before.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I am working on my book, and I'm trying to have this. Comic anyway, and I'm gonna try to have this out in the internet pretty soon as I can. And then, but how's yours coming?
Well, my two books are sort of on pause at the moment because of my story in Trolls Exposed, and it's going to be out before that. It's up live right now. I'm focusing on getting it all done. This is page 2 that you see there.
So I don't know if you know how to like highlight comments, but while you're drawing, Captain Trek says I like to go to as many good channels as I can.
Yeah, that's how you should.
That's awesome. Thanks for your support.
How do you take it? Oh shoot. Huh. How do I
Just click on
I'm not
it
trying to
again. I
hide.
think it goes away.
Yeah, it's
Oh, okay.
it's a
There we
little
go.
buggy. It gets a little confusing at times. Even
Let me
I've
see if
been
I
using
can.
it for a while now, and now now we can see is you.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't think it's the most intuitive interface. I
There you
thought,
go. Yeah. I'm-
Yeah, I just
Yeah, because I'm over here messing with this thing like for 20 seconds. And I'm like, I can't get this thing to do
yeah,
it.
it's not as intuitive as Google Hangouts
Yeah.
was, as far as I'm concerned.
I want to kick this thing sometime. I'm gonna kick you.
Yeah, I think it's good for what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, considering it's so, I think it doesn't crash as often as Google Hangouts. Seemed like it got more
Yeah.
and more buggy as
Yeah.
time went on. Maybe it always was buggy.
You're on Twitter, right, Tech? Or are you?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Just because, well, yeah, as I said, I'm thinking about you for the Flame #1. I might
Cool.
give you access to a folder on Google Drive
All
just to
right.
see, so you can, maybe do do a mock-up version of for what you would
The
do
cup.
for the character. I think you know what I mean. I want to see you actually draw the character
Yeah.
or the characters.
Yeah, no.
So, are you trying to
Yeah,
get your
sure.
own drawing on the screen, or
No, I was showing off
okay?
Yeah,
Rick's thing.
yeah.
And then we
Okay, so
can.
you got to
I'm
go
just
working
gonna
right.
finish those 2 panels and then
Is this
pretty.
Snowdrift?
No, this is for Trolls Exposed.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, you had said that already.
Yeah.
I got a little
Although we
confused.
do have, do I have it up here? John Dillert's. He's done the last page
Hmm?
for Snowdrift. It'll be up here in a sec. There is the last page drawn. Now I'm going to be coloring this off stream. I'm not going to be recording myself. Nobody's going to see the colored version till they get the book.
Cool.
We call it the version of color on this show. Just joking.
Sure.
But I think
It's such a silly.
it'll leave some surprise for the book, and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
It does.
I might end up making it a pinup too, giving with the book for free. I don't know yet. Like the same size of the book, to go in with it,
Wait, so this is this a human
This is
or
Snowdrift, drawn by John Dillard. This was
okay,
traditional.
yeah,
This page is going to be able to be bought on the campaign for. I think I'm going to go $250, and that'll include the book. Snowdrift. Actually,
I'm very fortunate to have some original Dillard artwork.
Well, I do have hand drawn stuff. It's just that I need. It's just me drawing stuff that, like Marvel characters and what have you, or DC characters.
Yeah. Well, I would honestly suggest for a book that you do 1 or 2 pages traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
That way you can sell the artwork. You can do it as a tier.
Oh yeah, that's something that I've heard from other
you
comic book creators.
Yeah, I mean, I would do something like that, but it's just most of this is going to be in
digital
print. Yeah, digital print tone that use for a lot of manga stuff. But
so you're not going to do a campaign or anything?
well, what I'm going to try and do is a webcomic. Because I can't really afford to print stuff right now.
Well, that's why you do the campaign, to see whether you can get people to
Yeah. Well, the thing is that this thing if I try to campaign this, you're talking about 100 and right now I'm pretty much up to like 40 pages and I'm still not done, and the story may actually go longer. I've been like, okay, I think I may actually make
Yeah.
this 150 pages.
Well,
What about
3D Zach, there's a guy 3D Zach. He has some pretty good prices instead of going to like Mixum or whatever where I went,
Mm-hmm.
and he seems pretty good. Dillert's using him to print the buckler,
Cool.
so
Yeah.
I think, and this is a bit controversial as far as some. I think some people have talked about like quality or whatever concerns, but
Mhm.
some people will use print on demand from Amazon. I don't know how cost effective that is.
I don't know. No, the thing is
Yeah, I
that
haven't noticed any problem with the quality, but then again, I'm not an
well
expert in comics.
the thing is that since I'm a commission artist, I don't what commission is my primary source of income. I was I don't have like a main job. I guess you can say a 9 to 5 job, a traditional 9 to 5 job that
Yeah.
will back up anything that goes wrong. So if something goes wrong, I don't have the money to put into it. So
I
the
see.
idea.
Yeah.
So this is why I opt for a webcomic, because that allows the money to build done, and when I'm there and have the money, I can put it
Yeah.
into
Well, you already made your decision like a month, like months or even a
yeah, a
year
year
ago.
ago. Yeah, I mean,
So and
yeah, and so the idea, like I said, would be to do it this way, and when I get there, I'll do a book, because at the same time I'm doing it as a webcomic will allow me to build an audience with that too, because
yeah,
as
and so when you would do a book,
yeah,
you'd
since
want it to be in color, not just like some print on demand, like
print on.
black and white or whatever.
Yeah, because it
I
would
don't
be
know
most
whatever it's
definitely be in
called.
black and white, because I don't because I already looked at all the prices in a few places, and I was like, yeah, I don't have the money for
I
that.
see.
And yeah, so it's gonna be crazy. But the idea is that this is um I would put one page. It would be between 3 and 350. Um, so right now it's just one price, but you would also get uh, any uh, any extra stuff. So like you will get um, like character design and sheet stuff, and when I have little things here and there, and then
well, you know you can take it off of me,
along with the
right?
comic. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
sorry.
That may
Oh, no
cause a little bit of
problem. It's
confusion
more.
with what you're
I
talking
was
about. If
thinking
you're,
you'd want to show your stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, I'm going DTD. Yeah, because I'm used to Lorenzo changing it.
well, yeah, but like, yeah, can you see how like, if you're like trying to do more than one thing at
Mm-hmm.
once, how it can how the host of a show can end up like
Yeah, you just gotta
it's easy
remember
to it's
who's.
easy to slip up. I'll say, especially
Right.
when you've got to do like multiple things when you're the host.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if I ever seem a little bit slothful changing things on the screen, it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not working on something. I might just get a little distracted or
Mm-hmm.
because I'm trying to do, you're trying to draw, whereas I might be trying to share out the link somewhere or do something else in the background.
And shouldn't that just be
Yeah,
Sleestack PI
right now I'm getting people
instead
also
of
tell me to shut up.
Lorenzo Sleestack
Hmm?
PI? I'm just saying his name there. Shouldn't it be
Yeah.
Sleestack PI instead of Lorenzo Sleestack PI? Because it's just
Probably should
Magnum
be.
PI, not Thomas Magnum PI.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't.
I don't think that came to Lorenzo. That's the last.
Hey, we got Jeff in the
That's good to see you, Jeff.
chat, and he says,
Shiny.
"Look,
Hey, Jeff.
shinies."
Yeah, Jeff's another he's another comic book. Is it comic book or is it novels?
Novel.
Oh yeah, he's but another creator. Somebody was just talking the other day about how they hate the word,
Creator?
content creator or creator or something. It's content
Why
creator or
would
something
you?
else, but like YouTuber. But
So I just did send you a link to
I know.
my Google Drive. Whenever you want to check it out,
All right.
because it's going to be a while before I got money for that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, just let me know, and then I can draw up something for you.
Well, whenever in your free time,
Mhm.
do that, and like I said, it's going to be a month or two before I can even start on that type of project. Paying for a page at a time. Because like right now I'm focusing a lot on the campaign I'm on. That Flame #1 is supposed to be part of the next campaign.
Cool.
Jeff says, call me what you will, so as long as you buy my book.
Yeah.
So I don't really mind the term creators, but influencer is the one that I really don't like. It's like seems like this is a social media influencer, No,
Oh Lord.
no insult intended if somebody calls themselves that, but I just personally think it's just I wouldn't want to call myself that. It's like,
well, that's what some people. That's their intention, is just to influence people in whatever direction.
Wouldn't the word propagandist mean the same thing?
In a sense, yeah.
Or
pretty much,
or advertiser or something. I don't know.
Well, yeah, you could probably use a whole bunch of different other terms like that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe influencer. What are they? It's like I guess they're trying to. What was another term? I guess there's a bunch. Yeah, you're right. There's a bunch of.
Yeah, there's a
taste. There was something called.
Though we may want to avoid.
What was it called? Taste something or other, like.
I don't know. I gave up trying to follow these dorks, and just like, you know what? I'm gonna do
Can
my
you use
own
the term I use? Who cares?
But yeah, no. So the idea is it's going to be. So the idea is that it's going to be a webcomic. It's and I would update it every once a week. And but you would still get goodies in between as part of the deal. So you would see like character sketches or maybe something I've done in my spare time and when
part of the deal means like was through like say Subscribe Star or something like that.
Yeah, Subscribe Star, what have you. And then probably Subscribe Star because I couldn't get a Patreon to let me have a second thing.
Yeah.
Without having to start the whole process over.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. And then so yeah, you'll be getting little goodies here and there throughout the month as I try to make it from point A to point B on the comic. And then when I make it to the end of the story, I would try to push a campaign for that, for a physical book. I try to shop for all the bell and whistles for it because I had an idea for the cover. I didn't get a chance to upload it, but I had made a logo for it, and the idea was that it was like those one of those magnifying mirror glass. Detective Muse, and it would have a design of wings on it. This is kind of a crummy sketch of it.
Would this be for your character?
No, it's for the comic. It's the logo for the story.
Oh, the logo. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was just kind of. I was looking something up on the web.
And then when that's done, when that first story is done, I was gonna switch off to another one set of my characters. So what you're paying for is kind of getting the whole universe of my ideas, and then so we will go on to the next set of characters and go from there, and then we just try to have fun with the story, and then well, with the stories, I guess you may put it that way, because that would be the idea, because I would also show off, this is what's coming next as far as what stories are coming. So I'm trying to figure out how to, because I need to get the website for it too, and I need to figure out how to label it, and how to present it. And so I'm thinking just like on the website, something universal for the universe, and then go from there. But yeah, so the original.
And I think you can probably take off Jeff's comment too by this point.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem. Hey, I'm just saying these things to try and help
trying to do
out.
like.
Yeah, a lot of us got our starts over on Rick's channel. I mean, well, at least I know I did. I know Manny from Good Talk Press.
Oh, there she is.
It actually was on Manny's first, but I was on Rick's quite a bit too before I even started my own channel.
Let me turn. Oh, dang it. That's good. And turn off the light instead of making the fan higher.
Hey, Ellie.
Hi.
Did
I get your name right?
Yes.
Hey, Ellie.
Okay, good. Bad with names.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we were just having an awkward moment.
No, that's okay. My alarm didn't go off, so.
Ooh. No, I was kind of wondering, like, I hope everything's fine. I was like oh, well, I hope everything's fine where she's at. Yeah. And no, yeah, we were just trying to go a little bit over my comic and the disillusion that all of this stuff is going to work. the stuff is expensive to print.
It can be. It depends on whether black and white. There's a lot of variables.
Mm-hmm.
But how big is your book that you're expecting to print?
Well, originally I was over here thinking at least 62 pages, kind of KM America Leaf. But the story is like, yeah, I think I might actually make to 150 this time.
Well, you could divide it up still if you wanted to, into something more manageable. You just got to make sure you break at the right spots. Know.
Well, it does have breaks here. Let me bring out here. So you got your page 1, and then here this would actually be my front page.
Breaks in the story. Original. Like you got chapter 1. Do you got a chapter 2?
Yeah. Hang on. Oh. Give me 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the chapter break right there.
So that would be on what page?
It says
23.
It says 23, but it's actually 20 because the start of the comic starts at page 3 on this.
Yeah.
So you go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,
Yeah,
13,
you
14,
could. It looks like you could break that easily into
20.
2 floppies, maybe 3.
So it's 20 pages right now. And I'm maybe like 1/3 of the story, mainly because I changed it ahead again. And you can ask Lorenzo, like, didn't you just change it? Yes, I did.
Yeah,
And,
but so yeah, you could probably easily make it like 3 separate floppies of 20 pages each, approximately.
yeah. So
Well, it's up to you,
it
obviously, but
yeah. So it would because I mean because I could probably keep because I'm thinking if I can keep every chapter at least 20 pages a pop, that will that should break up more easily. But I could probably fit like 2 chapters into every book.
yeah. And are you going to do color or just black and white?
Just black and white because color takes me too long. Doing color before you can ask a few other people. You can even ask Lorenzo because I am doggone slow. And unfortunately, to hire a colorist is
Few other
insane.
people you can even ask Lorenzo because I am doggone slow.
Oh, there's an echo.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Comic books. Let's see. 8 sides. So, well, if you do 2 chapters in each one, well, if you do 1 chapter,
Oh, each
grayscale.
chapter if each chapter is 21 is 20 pages. Well, kind of 21 because you still have the cover the cover chapter.
Well,
cover
those
page
are
of the
different.
chapter.
I'm just talking the insides.
Yeah. Well, I would have to make separate covers for those because that's the page the page I made is the chapter break is the inside cover.
Yeah, but you could use that as a cover easy enough. Just take off the chapter 1, or you could even keep on the chapter 1. You just color it up.
Right.
It's up to you, obviously. But for 100 copies, mix them. It's $176 plus delivery. That's for 20 pages inside. For 40 pages inside, it's $260.50 each side.
Not too bad. But
And that's regular standard size, American comics.
Yeah.
So tacking on another $20, $30 for delivery,
Right. I mean, this is done in a standard size.
Yeah. Is it going to be manga size or?
It's standard size. It's standard US.
Yeah. Okay.
Rick, are Canadian? This is a silly question, but are Canadian comics the exact same size as American?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured here. I didn't know if there was like some sort of metric conversion going on or not, but I figured there probably wasn't.
Yeah, no, because
I mean, if it was a metric, I figured it was.
Well, if somebody's done a conversion, they just it equals out to the same size.
Yeah, that's what I figured it would be.
Right.
Now, how about the CFL? Are the fields the same size?
No, our fields are bigger.
Ah, okay. I thought there might be a difference there.
Our fields are bigger. We have one less down to make that 10 yards, and I think our footballs are smaller or bigger, whichever way it makes it harder to catch.
Well, yeah, my brother was up to whatever team John Candy, I mean, like John Candy owned. I think he saw John Candy in like a restaurant there at the stadium. Unfortunately, John Candy was looking kind of sick, and he didn't want to go up and be kind of rude, go up and bug him. And then that might have been not long before John Candy passed away.
Yeah, who knows?
But that was when I had heard about. I think maybe it's how I heard about the Canadian Football League is because of that John Candy owned a team.
Yeah, I forget which team he owned or had ownership in.
Yeah, I don't know if he 100% owned it, or if he was a manager, or what his
Oh, he
role was
wouldn't have
exactly.
been a manager. He would have just.
Yeah, that's true.
owned
That
it.
would make sense. That'd be kind of outside of his league. No pun intended.
Yeah, definitely.
No,
Like last I checked, he was a comedian, not a
yeah.
Football coach or whatever.
Yeah.
So aside from
You're roboting there, Tech.
Oof.
But you're pretty
Unless it's
much,
my end.
but it's less than you were yesterday or even earlier.
I don't know. I am not sure what's up. Ever since we moved the thing around, it's been having issues.
Oh, the
Yeah,
router?
modem.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
Quite some time back, my router was out in my living room.
Mm-hmm.
But because I do a majority of streaming, I decided to move it in my bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
and that helped a lot in my streaming. So it does matter where it is.
Well, unfortunately, where I'm at right now, I really can't hardline it like I want to, because I would have had this hardlined and I would have had no issues, I think. And then
I think that's a bit of a myth because I know I've had mine hardlined and I've had problems just as easy or as much, whatever. And people say you don't or whatever, and I'm like, well, I still do.
I don't know. And then no, I don't. Like I said, it's always just giving me issues. But yeah, you doing okay, Ali?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had to fix an echo problem, and then once I did that, I was okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know. It's just like, oh no, here's this.
It's like I can hear everybody, and they can. And then they're like, "Wait, I got it."
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just like,
yeah. No, I was like, I could hear somebody talking about Canadian comics, and then suddenly, a few seconds later, somebody's asking about Canadian comics, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is deja vu.
Oh yeah.
No, I just go ahead.
Yeah, that would be
that's
weird
usually
if
when
all
you
of a
have
sudden, that's
YouTube
happened to me
on somewhere
before.
else, or somebody has.
I had to figure out what volume was still up.
Oh no, I'm having fun trying to deal with this. It's like the thing is, I really do need an apartment again, and so so I don't have to worry about things like being too loud. And then
Well, the what do you call it? The hurricane season is going to be another active one, so.
Very active here, so usually by now we would see hurricane dumbasses in the air or something like that. By now.
It should technically it starts on May I mean, June 1st, but they're talking about extending it to May 1st.
This is Texas. Generally, it doesn't follow. It doesn't like to follow anything. It's like we've learned that a long time ago. It's like, oh well, you don't. It's like, nah, dude, trust us. They're like, it was like when I went to go get something to eat. It was sunny. As soon as I stepped, when I was leaving to go get something to eat. As soon as I stepped out of the garage, rain. From clear skies, rain. I'm like,
Really?
yeah, yeah. I was like, really? You're gonna do that to me now?
Well, yeah, I know. I do. You know, I've studied meteorology. I'm aware of.
Oh no! Most of the time, it feels like they're guessing. I'm like, you're guessing, aren't you?
but you know, I'm aware of the situation, and I'm especially good at meteorology, the history of meteorology. But and I know that things can happen, you know, very quickly, and you know, like I guess you could
Things that they couldn't have predicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
always something that you can predict, but
Texas weather is a mystery to modern science. So,
but you can say the same about New England weather. So,
Well, it's weather prediction is just really that trying to predict the future of how the weather is going to happen. Although there is some science behind it, but
yeah,
it's
no,
still nature. There are things out of people's control that they don't know about that they can't account
yeah,
for.
no, I love it when I think it was it Hurricane Harvey? Hurricane Harvey? I think it was Hurricane Harvey. We just decided, oh, it took a stroll up I-45. I'm like I thought this thing wasn't supposed to hit us. Oh well, it decided to make a U-turn.
it's just gonna rain on you for a long time.
Yeah, it's gonna rain for you a long time.
It's going to rain on your parade.
Among other things.
But that, I mean, that was a really
You know,
that was one of the worst storms that affected.
us.
Yeah, I mean, it was just bad in general. But the thing is that I mean, it's like you can't really. There's only so much that you can't really prepare for it that much. I mean, you know that you're in hurricane season. You know that it's possible. That's about all you can do. You just gotta
batten down the hatches.
Yeah, pretty much. And then so I was like, oh hey, here's this hurricane. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a crazy day. You know, and it was like, oh well, it's ready to blow out the roof. Oh great. Well, at least we'll get
You get a sunroof.
we'll get a good shower. Yeah. Look at it that way. You got a sunroof.
get a new roof out of it.
You didn't have to pay for. That you didn't have to pay for. Yes. Fine.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of songs that you technically can't sing along to. I mean, you can try, and sometimes you can get a little bit, but
Well, it just depends on the singer, I guess, and the song.
Well, like the average person they're trying to sing along to in their car.
You'll be surprised what people will try to sing along to.
Well, that's what I'm trying to.
Like I've heard people try to sing Whitney Houston's version of "I'll Always Love You," like, painfully. like, okay, you can't sing that. You can't sing that. Come on, the room. it's like you can't sing. It's like, you're half deaf. How would you know? Because it's hurting my ear. Quit singing.
Let's see what else.
Yeah, I'm half deaf. It's got to tell you something if I can hear it, and it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I was like, yeah, it hurts my ears, man. It hurts. Yeah, it's because it's trying to hit those notes that Whitney hits, and it's like, yeah, you can't hit those notes. You need to quit trying.
I hit them in a more of I don't hit them in full voice, but it's not. It's more of a mixed voice and stuff, so it doesn't. It, and of course my tone is nowhere near as good as hers, so unfortunately that's not going to happen. I don't sound as good as she does.
No, I mean, no, you're probably talking maybe Creed or some band with a low voice. If you're asking me, it's like, yeah, no, I can't sing that. Maybe some
So,
Elvis.
should the head ninja in charge, aka Shinobi, was in the left a couple comments in the chat.
Oh. Hey, Shinobi, my bad. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. And Jeff headed out and just said, "Hey, you have a nice day." I'm the one drawing, but Rick is doing his in this little window.
Yeah, just getting my lines tight on this coloring job that I gotta do.
It's a job.
It's a job for myself. Nobody's paying me. Well,
Yeah.
unless the book does real good, then I might get some money. And of course, that's for Trolls Exposed.
Yeah. Oh, no worries about it. I mean, it's like usually, it's not, yeah. It's like, yeah, because I already talked to my client about his book, and he's like, okay, well, I'm going to send you. Most of the book was actually pretty good. He's maybe had, but then it's not something huge. I was like, okay, well, the first draft was actually pretty darn good success then. And I didn't have to redraw. I don't have to redraw like an entire page or two. Because the last one, I think I had to redraw an entire page. And you paid me for that one. So I was like, okay. No, I take it back. It was a book before that one. Because he had come up with like an 11th hour idea, and he had to so entire page. And so he paid me for that one. Like, yay!
Oh, that's good. But then again, it's his mistake, sort of, or his fault, so he should.
Yeah.
If it's your fault that it's not quite right, then yeah. You should pay for your mistake, but when it's not your fault, you shouldn't pay.
Yeah. I mean, it's like as long as like it's not some huge Uber, but it's like all right, man, this is like practically a full blown change. I'm gonna have to charge for that, man. Then I'll see some people get offensive. Why am I paying? Because you're asking for more. you're essentially asking for like big changes on something that shouldn't require big changes. And people get defensive. So that's why I'm also trying to make my own comics, because I'm making my own product instead of waiting for commission work to come in, and then somebody's going, "Why are you charging me this?" And like, because you're asking for changes. And then I get to tell my own stories. So
Yeah.
and if you like what you guys are seeing, hit the like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, and we're gonna try and do this more, have more panel more often as we can. Yeah, we'll do more pages. Maybe we'll try to do more of my book stuff when I have you, or have something else here, since we're trying to be more of a concept corner idea.
Yeah, you're in my Discord, right, Tech?
I should be, I think.
Yeah. Well, anytime you want to come on mine, my show, you're more than welcome. It's
Actually, I don't
just
think
the
I am.
on-air Discord. That's it.
Actually, I don't. Actually, I don't think I am. I am on Lorenzo's. I have my own. Well, I have two of my own. One for other places I do work for, and then actually, I am not.
Here, let me get you. Copy. I'll just DM it to you.
All right.
And I'm usually live 10 p.m. Thursdays and Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, and noon Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then sometimes I'm live at 5 Eastern on Rumble.
Cool.
I do not have a Twitch stream as of yet. I really should get on that. But I don't really have anything to talk about.
Well, most people using Twitch are usually gaming on that.
Yeah, they're usually gaming while they talk about something, and I don't game, so I'm like, just this is my face. Hi. Like,
how you doing?
Like,
yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like, hi, how you doing? It's like I said, it's when I first started doing this, I was like, hi, that's literally how I am. I was like, hi, how you doing? And
yeah, I have that problem too. It's like, okay, I'm not a big talker, like, hi, how are you? Oh, have you watched this? Whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah, mainly because I guess I'm kind of one of the more antisocial people you're gonna meet sometimes. And
I wouldn't even say I'm antisocial. It's just I'm a person of few words. I'm not gonna embellish too much on what I'm saying. It's just it is what it is, and
yeah, I know. This is like sometimes like I see people. It's like stuff I see on Twitter. I'm like, I want to say something, but like, you know what? I really don't feel like getting into the argument about it.
Yeah, I'll often just write up a tweet and very carefully word things, and then I'll just might take 15, 20 minutes or so. And then I'll be like, oh, I got my thoughts organized. I don't even need to send this.
Yeah.
But it's at least I got my thoughts organized.
Because I think the main... Because Marvel put out his stuff again, and once again the same people are going, "Oh my God, they made a Thor woman." I mean, there's only one person that I'll sit there and go, "Okay," because this is her actual religion. So yeah, so I was hearing a lot of Love and Thunder from the summer. I was like, okay, mainly the thunder at that point.
So what's interesting is Loki's actually like a shape-shifting god. That's he. Remember when Gias was explaining? He was explaining on a show before how it turned out like Loki even ended up getting like turned into a female cow and then got pregnant. And
No,
I think it was a cow. Maybe I got that wrong.
No, it was a horse. It was a horse.
No, a horse. Yeah, it's like, well, there you go. That's actually.
I guess he wasn't horsing around.
Yeah, I think he was horsing around, and
Dude, literally, that's the literal definition of horsing around.
yeah. And so that's actually that's actually, I'd say, like a genuinely like gender fluid or sex fluid.
Yeah, because
God, or God, it's a god and God is and frost giant too.
Yeah, well, because the thing is that from the way Summer explained it to me, is that Thor's hammer is just a hammer. By human standard, that thing is indestructible. But it's a hammer that has runes attached to it, and that's what allows it to fly at his enemies and come back. And Thor's his name, so it's not a title or it's not any other thing. What is a title is Champion of Midgard, which is what Thor is. So it's like, if anything, they could have just literally called Jane the Champion of Midgard, and no one. Yeah. But like I said, I was gonna.
I didn't realize. I didn't realize that Thor had that title, but that makes sense.
He has a title.
Different gods tend to have titles in addition to proper names.
Because his name is essentially God of Thunder. That's literally what his name translates to, I do believe, Thor. And they're like. It's like there are enough names out there in translation for Nordic names that you can get something that equals to Thor, in many ways, or which is one of the names we were talking about. It essentially means, Thor loves you, or
My big thing is like, okay, somebody doesn't like a particular storyline, that's fine. It's probably best not to keep spamming the person who was like the writer or the artist on the story over and over again, just because you have like a disagreement. That's the problem I've had with like.
Well, the thing is, from
some approach, like.
Well, this is for Summer, it's more like you're essentially for religion. You're giving her the finger and that type of thing. So that's why more understanding for Summer than anybody else.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not saying Summer would do that. I'm just saying that there's typically seems like it ends up happening is people get upset and then they'll pass. I'm not sure in that particular case if that happened, but it's happened before. Like, or some actress gets cast in a movie, and instead of just getting upset with the company or just saying, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna not watch this movie. People go and they'll make a big deal and tag the actress, and irate tweet, and it's like, no, that's taking things too far. There's so many different things to choose from, especially with all these independent comic books and even indie movies.
Most actors and actresses are just doing a job when they
and that's one of the things that where I've disagreed with. Like it's something I've learned, as I've grown more mature on,
it's not
using the internet too.
Sometimes that they got chosen,
Yeah.
So who is Summer?
There's a lot of people. Oh, Summer, she's on my server. She's the Ketsu, Viking Ketsu on our server. If you look at my server, you can see her, some of her chats.
And she's a Viking.
Ketsu Viking. Ketsu Viking. That's what she goes by.
Ketsu Viking.
Yeah, Ketsu Viking.
Oh.
What is? Isn't there a word
I didn't
beginning
even
with an
realize
A
there
or
was anybody
something?
still with Viking religion, if you will.
That's
Well,
not
is the Ashu, the Ashu, the Ashu. I think that's what it was called. Like I said, she's not here to give me a better way of saying it because I probably
And I want to be very careful. I don't know if he identifies as it. Some people who belong to that religion, I believe, refer to themselves actually as heathens, which I find
have no idea.
quite surprising
Like I
because I
said,
thought that was like a really offensive term. But maybe some people are trying to take the term back.
Yeah,
Definitely. I think it's a satru. I think it's the word that you're looking
yeah,
for.
Satchu, yeah. Like I said, I couldn't spell it correctly, so I just like, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it alone. It's like before I make a fool out of myself.
Because I'm pagan as well, and I don't think that a lot of my a lot of stuff tends to be centered on old Finnish mythology, since that's basically my background, and so a little bit of Celtic stuff because I have one ancestor that was Irish. But other than that, yeah, it doesn't run my life, so to speak. Like, I don't automatically think about doing um, big overt spells or anything. I just think of or it's just sort of like it's a way to believe that kind of helps me live in a way, but also because um, in a way I was thinking, well, since I was raised Catholic, I went to one of the churches near me, or one of the Catholic churches near me. I used to occasionally go with my mom, even after I had become what because I call myself, what do you call it? I would call myself a witch. And after I had, not gone through with confirmation stuff, so I went through, so I would go to the Catholic church from time to time with my mom because I could put that in the background and be okay. And the homily from the priest was basically that he was talking about how God made us in His image, and but people a lot of girls were like, well, but God is a guy, so how does He make us in His image? And he said, well, when they translated the Bible, they defaulted to the masculine pronoun because A, that's what they did back then, and B, that English doesn't really have a good third person personal pronoun, because otherwise it's like it, and it isn't necessarily a personal pronoun. It can mean like the rock, or the or the bunny, or whatever.
Yeah.
And so they just use the masculine pronoun instead. But what is meant to say is love. God is love. Love is God. So God created us in love's image because He is love, or God is love.
Yeah.
And because of that, we are made in the image of love. And that's generally what I think about most. And then to finish that thought, it's that humans, or robots, however you want to call it, are both made of energy, and
Humans are
energy
idiots.
are made. Energy
Okay.
cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form. Or so once at the end of existence, or your own existence, that energy just kind of dissipates back into the surrounding environment. And so that's what happens. And if it's generally positive energy, then it can naturally go back into the environment, the ground, the trees, and whatever. But if it's negative energy, it doesn't really have anywhere to go to because it just doesn't. It's restless in a way. There's a better word for it that I'm thinking about, but I can't think of what it is. And it's always going to be it's in my head. I can't think of it, but it's always going to be around until it finally finds peace. Oh, stupid. Sorry, there's a
You're fine.
no, there's a place
I mean,
harassing me, but
That's an
otherwise,
interesting way of looking at things.
but yeah, and
Yeah.
it just I'm not really I'm not really worried about much. I think that's going to be that
later.
there is an issue. I mean, like I think that's probably the best way I can explain it. So and that call was most likely was from a place called Green Solutions, and they keep calling me about solar panels.
Oh,
I did not tell you to just block them.
They're from California somewhere.
yeah, I don't think I could put solar panels on my apartment.
Yeah, I couldn't either.
Yeah, and most people I think a lot of people live in apartments these days, or
I
they're
live in
renting
an
a house or leasing a house. So.
No, they've been trying to get me to do it too, but the thing is, like, it's not my house. I can't do this stuff. It's like why you? It's like.
And sometimes they're like, "Hello, I am calling from Green Systems," and I'm like,
Good for you from Green Systems.
I'm not sure whether you guys can do the same thing we can here in Canada. We can just tell them, take my number off your subscriber list or whatever list that you're thing, and then they can't call you for 5 or 6 years.
They're supposed to be able to do that here, but I've had people straight up say, "No, I'm not going to take you off because you said no to me," and it's like that's not legal. But some of the places, and I'm not saying the one that called LA, but some of these places aren't on the up and up. Some of these call centers.
Yeah, well, then you try and get their information and sue them or report them or whatever. No.
Yeah, I don't know, but I do think that there is that I don't know. At least I had heard a few years ago that they were supposed to, even here in the U.S., we're supposed to take people off the list if you say, "Take me off your list." But
yeah, if you say "don't call again," they're supposed to take that number off their list of whatever. But unfortunately, I've said that plenty of times. They're also they also it seems that they seem to be smug and say like, "This is so and so from Green Systems. You're on a recorded line." And I'm like, "Well, you're on a recorded line as well. Please don't call again." And then or
That's the point. I'd say, okay, if you're going to keep calling back, I'd like your number. I want to report you.
Yeah, the problem I think is these call centers aren't always based out of the U.S. They might be like out of India or some other, no insult to the country of India. I got friends from India, like who live in India or
but
Americans as well.
Because they're representing that American.
Yeah.
They would still be subject to those laws, I would figure.
And also the thing is, I think also the problem is now some of these companies are on the up and up, and some are just running absolute scams. Like I keep getting text messages from places that I don't know how they have my phone number, and They just,
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
they buy your number from somewhere, or they're just cold texting for instead of cold dialing, cold texting.
and a lot of times it looks like some sort of thing where if I clicked on it, I might get some sort of virus, or it might reveal my location or something. Some sort of phishing scam, I guess it's called, but with a PH.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get texts that say, "Hi, Rita, are you interested in selling your property at Northeast 57 and Gleason?" And I'm like, "What? Block number." I mean, like, that's not where I live. I don't. It sounds more like something where, my name isn't Rita, and it's also not where,
Oh,
there's
where you're
nowhere
from.
anywhere near where I live.
Yeah, it's so bizarre, but it must be some sort of. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's probably just some with the text. It's oftentimes a bot, and then if it's somebody calling, sometimes there can be calling several different people simultaneously. It could be some sort of. There could be a person, but it's also like,
A machine.
yeah, that they're using.
I've gotten a machine to talk to me a few times. They're like, "Hi, this is I don't know. Hi, this is Jane uh from Marriott Hotel Chains." And I'm like, "Hi, Jane, are you a robot?" "I am not a robot." See, like,
Why do you sound like a robot?
do you charge at night, Jane? "I am not a robot. Please stay on the line for some more information about our fantastic opportunity," or whatever. And occasionally one of them says like, "Yes, I am a robot." And like, "Oh, well, so am I." Um, those are the fun ones because, like, I'm like connecting with other artificial intelligence.
And how does it respond?
It just says, "Yes, I am a robot," and then like, "Let me tell you about," and it just kind of glosses over it. And then sometimes
Goes on.
it what do you call it? What do you call it? Sometimes it just when the real person gets on the line, it depends on how willing I am to talk to them, which is not really willing. Or they just what do you call it? Or they just hang up. But that's about it. I mean, because
You mean real person or human?
the original person was
Okay.
a robot because it was or a program or whatever. But then finally when they transfer me to the actual human, they're like, "Hey, are you interest in or some?"
I messed up.
Like, "I thought you were
Uh,
interested in this," whatever. Like someone from like an ex-Soviet country or whatever,
Oh, that's interesting.
or
Soviet country.
Indian or someone from Africa or whatever. And it's so odd because you don't know if they're actually working out of that country or if they're just taking the job because that's what they're able to get at the moment.
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, we like no. Most of the time, I'll get someone from Louisiana. I'm like, Louisiana, you're like home job
Louisiana,
person.
that's
Isn't it?
interesting.
I'm from
Yeah,
Louisiana.
Louisiana. Like,
I'm
okay,
like,
all right.
Louisiana, that's actually Texas
No, so
adjacent.
yeah, kind of. It's like then I'll get one from New Orleans. And like, you're being very Pacific.
Oh wow,
You're being
that's
very Pacific where you are. Like most companies don't do that crap. Why are you doing that?
wow, that is interesting.
yeah, where in New Orleans are you? Are you down near the French Quarter or are you in the Ninth Ward or what? And they'd be like, "Oh, I'm up on the river and where the waterfall is." It's like there's no waterfalls in New Orleans.
I enjoyed the French Quarter when I was a teenager. I wish I could go back.
My friend lives, I think about 2 hours away from New Orleans, but he hasn't visited there in a while.
There's certain places in Louisiana where the houses are built on stilts, or somebody might even live in a houseboat.
Yeah, the water table is really high there, and
Yeah.
And there's stilt there.
yes,
I see what you did, Rick.
yeah.
But you were supposed to.
Yeah.
Plus,
Actually, you were supposed to hear what I said, not see what I did.
plus, there's the one of the ways into the town my friend lives in is a pontoon bridge, and that sometimes gets opened and it gets stuck.
Nah.
And it's over like a bayou or something
All right, we got,
like that. So
yeah, we got 29 minutes to the end. And then yeah, no, I don't think about it.
Do they hear the term pontoon bridge?
Pontoon
Yes.
Bridge.
pontoon bridge.
Pontoon Bridge.
Well, that sounds interesting.
It is.
Sounds like the name of a French Foreign Legion for some reason.
Well,
Some kind of
Wait, aren't you? So, have you seen a pontoon before, Tech?
no.
Oh, those are. I don't even know how to describe those kind of boat. They're boats, but
We're in a boat.
then aren't they kind of like a raft, but with some floaty things underneath?
Yeah.
Oh, these things.
Well, things that kind of keep it.
I know. I just it's like the way you said it. Sorry.
Yeah.
No. You're good, man. It's like, but
It's kind of like how people have those sometimes use those floaties to
Kids.
swim, but it's like underneath the boat, and I can't remember what
They're usually
material's
made
made out of.
steel or
plastic or plexiglass.
sorry. No.
I'm trying to picture like a bridge that's a pontoon.
Yeah, it's basically meant to. It's probably anchored to the bottom of whatever you're using, unless it's really really deep, by like a cable, and then it just sits on the top of the water with pontoons on either side, so that you can drive across it.
it's not. Pontoon boats aren't anchored to anything.
No, the bridges.
Oh yeah, a bridge.
And then yeah, there's the biggest or longest pontoon bridge is one across Lake Washington in Washington State, because the what do you call it? Lake Washington is so deep that they couldn't put a normal bridge there, so they had to use this. So there are like, I don't know, like 8 or 10 sections of it that are basically floating by pontoon, and they have to.
I'm debating if I really need to put in the entire background, mainly because I'm gonna have to erase the majority of that background. Yeah.
So let me see what.
See, because this is
Well,
the outside.
you probably don't need to put it in great. Probably just enough that you get a feeling for it.
Yeah, because when the night before when or the night I redid this background, I kind of just hammed and I realized that I'm like, I'm not even gonna draw maybe 90% of this border, percent of this background, mainly because there's gonna be characters right in front of it. You usually do the whole thing like an idiot. Because I just realized I just sat there and did this entire background. Most of this background, and I really didn't need to, so I wasted about 10-20 minutes or 10 minutes 10-15 minutes during starting in this background when I really don't need to do that.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
as much as world building is cool, that's also a good idea for anybody who likes to write. Is that you can go along, do it as you go along, but you don't have to have this huge binder full of everything about the world when you write.
Yeah, I think that's some people, but sometimes it's good to have some kind of reference for what you're doing, or uh, and because we were just talking about it too. The whole Thor thing is that uh, what the writer really didn't do was kind of justify why she had to use Thor's name rather than just make up one. She could They're like all manner of names that Jane could have used and didn't do it. Like,
She just did it because that's Thor's hammer, so she figured and there's no more Thor, so she figured she'd call herself Thor.
uh, that's kind of weird. The weirdest logic. I'm just like,
with Jane Foster, I guess Jane Foster probably would have known from hanging out with Thor. She would have known that like what to call herself.
you would think.
Okay.
I mean, it's like
Because I know like these other heroes had wielded Mjolnir, is it?
Mjolnir.
Yeah, but
Something like that.
so even like in some, there's even a crossover with DC and Wonder Woman wielded before, but I guess they had never changed their name to Thor before.
Yeah, because
I think there were like maybe 20 different heroes that had wielded.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like.
Because if we went by that logic, everybody who has ever wielded Thor's hammer would be called Thor, 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 Thor.
I honestly don't think it's like really the to me it's not like the end of the world. I could see if somebody
I know
or if they're a big fan of the comics, why they might.
Yeah, but the thing, like I said, the thing is that the logic behind it is just kind of iffy, mainly because if we went by that logic, everybody would be called Thor. Everyone who's ever lifted the hammer, by that point. So
I think it's more while they're lifting that hammer, they're Thor. I think it's supposed to be while they're lifting the hammer, they're Thor. Which really makes everybody else Thor to think about it.
Though that is kind of, I guess they get some of Thor's powers or get the powers from the hammer, or
or
does the hammer itself have power or not?
Well, when Jane Foster takes it over, at least in the comics, in the inscription, whoever wields this hammer shall get the powers of Thor, something to that effect.
Yeah, basically, you're aping power from Thor. That's basically what you're doing. And from what I've understood of the logic is that you're aping power from Thor. You're not actually Thor. You're just assuming his power, not his entire being. And then
I could see like maybe I could see somebody.
So I can see
somebody who maybe they're. I don't know if the person was like a newer writer or maybe a little bit newer to the character, and so maybe they didn't get that quite. Yeah, it's kind of a fine.
Yeah. Well, originally that wasn't the inscription. Originally I think the inscription was whosoever be worthy to
possess the power of Thor.
Doesn't say that shall have the power of Thor. It's just you have to be worthy to wield the hammer.
Yeah. And then but it says possess the power of Thor. That's essentially it's like you have it'll confer to you the power of Thor.
Yeah, nowadays, but I don't think it originally said that.
Yeah.
I don't think it originally said about getting the power of Thor, the inscription.
No, that's the original inscription. You said it right. That's been the original inscription since. Essentially, if you're worthy enough, you would be given the power of Thor, or you'll be the equal of Thor, but you're not Thor, because when Eric Masterson got the the hammer, when he was using the hammer, everybody would just refer to him as Eric, or those that knew what was going on referred to him as Eric Masterson. Nobody ever, nobody, none of them, none of the North gods ever called him Thor. They just like be happy. You're literally Thor's heir to his power, to his might. You know,
Yeah.
But you said that
but you're not
Thor
Thor.
had has a title
You
in
will
the
be
Norse
champion of
religion.
Midgard. Yeah, in the true religion, we can have Summer when we get the chance.
Okay, well, yeah, it sounds like the writer kind of goofed up with that.
It was
But
taking liberties.
what I found confusing is that during that same time, so there were a lot of different characters taking on mantles, which
Well,
and like
technically,
you go and you look on the comic book cover, and so instead of it's being She-Hulk, it would be called Hulk, and I think it was maybe a little bit confusing as a customer at that time.
yeah, I mean, because
But in those cases, like Hulks, there are more than one Hulk. With Thor, with Thor, that's not really a mantle, at least not
it's not
until
right.
now.
The,
So
the
that
name, yeah, the
I think
name of
that I think that one was a little more. Oh, would you say like maybe problematic? I guess.
we don't want to use let's not
Yeah,
use their terms, but
but
yeah,
yeah, it's just a little
but
bit, a little bit.
it would be I guess storytelling wise, it would be kind of an issue, mainly because all the stuff that came before it, basically pointed out, the hammer will confer you the power of Thor, but you are not actually Thor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's. Yeah, I.
Yeah, that's so I guess you kind of take that as what you will, because
I kind of gave up on the entertainment industry a few years ago. Like Hollywood was always kind of hit and miss as far as I was concerned. Now all these companies have become. It's just maybe like 5 companies that are.
Well, I mean, because
That are left. It's all these corporate conglomerates.
I
So
mean, because
you got Disney.
Yeah.
Owns Marvel, and you got the phone company.
AT&T owns
DC. So
I thought that was funny as hell. AT&T owns DC Comics. And like, really? I didn't know this, but that's funny. The phone company owns DC Comics.
Yeah, they own Marvel, and is it Marvel that in turn owns, or not Marvel? They own Warner Brothers, which maybe I don't know if it's Warner Brothers that in turn owns.
Yeah, Warner Brother owns
DC.
DC.
And then Warner Brothers is owned by AT&T.
Yeah, and Warner Brothers is owned by AT&T. So that's why you're getting the weird mix in the stuff, and you're like, how the. And then, but the thing is, I guess that this is why I don't really do all that stuff, because I mean, I do have a character that would probably be a presentation in Thor, but without actually being Thor. And I drew that character too. I just need to redo that character again. Hi to Comics, Goddess of Thunder. This is what I had thinking, but the idea, and I need to change that hammer because she did. Because I was getting points from Summer on how to recreate, how to do this respectfully, and then so the idea is that that character is not actually Thor, but has become the new champion of Midgard. So that's how I did Thor differently, I guess, or the myth of Thor, I guess, or the how to use it best, present him in a fictional story without actually.
Well, there you go. Problem solved. Like,
Yeah.
I don't see the real need to be like sure if you like. I don't know. I'm a big Star Trek fan, but like, the new Star Trek shows don't really look like anything I'm interested in. What I've seen, like of Discovery didn't appeal to me, so I just watched the Orville.
Strange New Worlds actually looks pretty good.
What's Strange New Worlds?
It's a Pike's time on the Enterprise. They're just bringing it out here in May.
Oh, that could be interesting.
The couple characters I'm not sure about being in it. Uhura's supposed to be in it, as well as Nurse Chapel.
Oh wow, both.
Although they don't
characters that
really
I
look
like.
like the characters, in my opinion, or they don't seem to really act like them. But
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
because
just so much out there.
that's
Like I'd
from a
like to watch
short
more of the
couple of.
Expanse, but it's kind of hard for me to follow.
And there's Arena in the chat. Rena K. She says Thor.
Yeah, we were just talking to Rena on the panel.
yeah, Rena's just adding what we said. Because, like I said, I'm just going by. It's like, well, by that logic,
It's Thor generations down the line.
Mm-hmm.
It's however many people have picked up the Thor's hammer. There's Thor.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm serious. It's like some people just. It's like, well, by that logic, yeah.
Great uncle Thor.
Well, I hate to do this,
This
but
makes my mind
I need
sore.
to drop out of the conversation. I'm getting kind of a little worn out.
Oh, no worries, man. We probably have a little bit left over. It's like 4:46 or so.
Yeah, who would have thought that lizards get arthritis? But I've been having some problems lately, and I'm just trying to get up enough energy to host my show tomorrow. But I am feeling better overall than I had been the previous day. I'm getting a little bit better each day.
I have rheumatoid arthritis. It sucks.
Yeah, I have a bad knee.
Oh wow, I'm sorry to hear. I'm sorry to hear all this stuff. Wow. Yeah, so you all know what I'm talking about.
Yep. Especially when the weather decides, we're gonna.
And I'm here in Michigan.
No, wait. I know the cold weather just doesn't. It's not nice to you, man.
So I'm noticing that, I don't know with the, it's up to you to decide your mod situation.
Mm-hmm.
But some people have wrenches and some don't. So.
No, I saw another bot. I was gonna get it when I finished.
I've given everybody wrenches. I don't know, just about everybody. There was one person who's a bit of a jerk to me, so I didn't give them a wrench. And then there was somebody I just plain didn't know, and that day I was just kind of like, I'm not sure. But But yeah, but then some people are like, maybe you should only give like a small number of people, or So it's up to you.
It's up to whomever's channel it is.
Yeah, I don't give it out to everybody inside because just yet, I don't think it's really necessary considering I'm a starting channel to begin with.
Yeah.
And then,
just pointing that out. Anyway, have an excellent evening, everybody. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7.
All right, man.
Or Texas time.
Texas time.
Yeah.
Texas time. Don't you forget it.
And and the Lorenzo Sleestack channel. Take care, everybody.
Take care, man.
You too. Take care.
Yeah, and then number 3. Yeah.
I'm still here for now.
It's just, yeah.
But you've only got another 10 minutes, so.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. No, I mean, I guess the way storytelling, and we probably should. This is probably how we should have started the stream to begin with, is because the idea is, like I said, we're talking about stories and stuff like that, not just my stuff. So, but as far as storytelling is concerned, I think that was one of the big issues was Jane Foster's Thor run. It is that they really didn't make a good justification of why she had to call herself Thor. You know.
Yeah, well, like I
And-
said, I think she just called herself Thor because it was convenient.
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
just
You know, like
had a list. Was that it?
Hmm?
Was she just sore and had a list?
well, she was Thor at the time because she was going through cancer.
Yeah, that I'm still scratching my head. Like, she's worried because she didn't want to take any easy way outs for cancer, even though pretty much dozens of other characters have done this beforehand, and it's like I don't understand. It's like that. Like, there are plenty of other characters who who've had cancer before her, and it's just it was just this weirdest set of rules that they used to give her the hammer. I'm just like, okay, because that's what made her worthy. I think was how she handled cancer. I'm like,
yeah.
because
Well, it all came down to
it didn't really make sense.
Does anybody know why the real Thor was considered himself unworthy? Did they ever tell us that?
Yeah, essentially, um, Thor the God Butcher was right, apparently, and that's what made Thor unworthy.
Worthy? Well, okay.
Unworthy.
He was right about what?
I have no idea. I guess it had to deal with how gods see mortals. I guess.
Okay.
See, it's like it don't make sense. But I guess they had to come up with something because they couldn't figure out what Fury said that made him unworthy, and it's like it's just like that doesn't really make sense, you know. It's like it's just it never really goes into details like, oh well, the God Butcher was right. How the hell was he right? That a few gods just were vain and you think you're among them. The whole point of Thor was that he's the champion of Midgard, and that it was his duty to help the people of Midgard. And then it's just at one point he's like, okay, you need the Odin's like, okay, you need to learn humidity. Bam, and tosses them to Earth. That was, and thus we got Donald Blake Thor.
Yeah.
That's how that started. And then, and again, like I said, it just from what I'm really gathering of this is like, okay, he took from a couple of instances and didn't really do his work, and this is why it wasn't received the way I guess he was thinking it was going to be received.
Yeah. And then my other question really is, why the hell would Fury do that?
I don't know. It has something to do with the Watcher's eye.
Yeah.
Because he somehow decided he was gonna kill the Watcher and take his power and learn stuff, I guess, and it kind of pretty much destroyed Fury's character in the process of ruining a bunch of other characters. Yeah, because that's how we got Sin's Pass. And from what I've understood,
unfortunately, I haven't followed enough of the Marvel stuff in recent years.
I really don't either. But that's some of this, because I can't remember exactly what happened with all Sin's Pass. I just know it messed up Spider-Man when they essentially made Gwen had sex with or had intercourse with the green with Norman Osborn, which they
Great
thankfully they
Goblin.
Yeah, the Green Goblin.
The Grey Goblin.
or Gray Goblin. He's not
Which
green anymore, I guess.
was Norman's son, Norman and Gwen's son.
Yeah.
And the female, she had twins with him. So
Yeah. And again, that's what I said. It's like you hear that and you're just like, why? No. It's just most of it didn't make sense. And so in the process, like I said, in the process of doing that, they got rid of they kind of ruined a couple characters in that long run. Because I think they also pointed out, they also said that that Stark was the reason the gamma bomb went off or something like that. That not Banner, that Tony messed with the gamma bomb, and that's why it went off the way it did. I'm like, what?
okay, so basically they had a Reed Richards Doctor Doom thing go on with Tony and Reed, or Tony and Banner.
Yeah, basically, Tony was the reason he's the Hulk, and I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you? It's like,
well, you screw with stuff that doesn't need to be screwed with.
yeah, pretty much. It's like, so the storytelling just kind of got all thrown out of whack. It's like when they tried to make Captain America a Nazi, a secret Nazi. Yeah, no one liked that idea.
All right, well, it's about time for me to log off.
All right.
So it was good to be able to talk again.
Well, we're gonna try and do this. Well, I may have to see how to redo this, but we're gonna try this again next week.
Okay, I look forward to it, and I'll set it in my alarms again.
Sure.
And not sleep
All
through
right.
it. But it
All
was
right.
enjoyable.
Okay.
Well, I'm getting used to the new schedule here at the moment. So,
All right.
But thank you for having me. And
Mhm.
I look forward to doing it again next week.
All right. No problem. You have a good one.
You too.
You have a good day, Ellie.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, and which kind of brings me to we're about out of time.
Yeah, 3 minutes.
Yeah, about 3 minutes. So you wanna draw?
Okay.
wanna
Well,
draw
people
out,
can find me here on YouTube, of course, and Twitter, Cross Comics. If you want to go subscribe, I'm in the middle of doing a story in a book called Trolls Exposed, and of course, I've got my own comics as well, which I will be launching a campaign for on June 24th on Indiegogo. Canadian Shield #2 and more. And then more is basically my character Snowdrift in her own book.
Cool. All right. And I will have you guys can find and YouTube at the Tech Corner. I also now have a Twitter for the comic, and you can find that. I should have put it in the doggone section at Tier Comics. It wouldn't let me put high tier comics, so it's Tier Comics. And so you can find more. You will be able to find more information for the comic there as I get closer to launching it. And then you could also find me for on PickArter for not safe for work stuff, and that's usually between 4 and 7. Well, the time is 4 to 7, and then and that is Texas time. And
Texas time.
And thanks again for coming, guys. And you all have a good night or good day, rather. Good night, because we're not at
Whatever
night.
it is.
Whatever time it is, y'all have a good time. Later.